ShowMeTheCurry.com. I'm Anuja.
And I'm Hetal, and today we're going to show you how easy it is to make paneer.
Paneer is a homemade cheese and it's very versatile, used in appetizers, main course and a lot of desserts.
And here's what you'll need.
Half gallon whole milk, quarter cup lemon juice.
Okay, we're going to start by boiling our milk. So we have whole milk, and we're going to take about half a gallon, which is approximately 8 cups, and we're going to boil it on medium. Be sure to keep an eye on your milk and stir it every once in a while to prevent it from sticking on the bottom.
Milk is now boiling and we're going to give it a stir again. And slowly, we've got lemon juice over here and we're going to pour it in very slowly. And you'll start to see the curdling at this point.
There it goes.
Yep. Now you can also use vinegar as the agent to curdle the milk, but we just prefer lemon juice.
You can also switch off your stove. Okay, so your paneer's been sitting for a few minutes, and we're going to strain it now.
It's going to be hot. So we've got a cheesecloth over here, and we have we soaked it in water. I'm not soaked it, actually we washed it in water and squeezed out the water, and I put it on a colander. And we're going to now separate the whey and the paneer. And the whey is going to be collected over here.
So be sure you don't do this over the sink and waste it. You want to collect all of it.
Right.
And another important thing, we call this a cheesecloth, but if you go to the store and buy the stuff that's called cheesecloth, it's not going to work. It has a lot of holes in it. It's not very... the fabric isn't very close together, so most of your paneer will drain out. So you don't want to use that cheesecloth. You could probably use like a men's handkerchief. It works really well. Basically, it's just a cotton cloth, a thin cotton cloth.
Yeah.
Okay. So here we go. This is very hot, so be careful.
Now this is the paneer, and what we're going to do is an ingenious way. So I'm going to move this here, and we're going to...
We have a jug right here. You can use any kind of jug, and any kind of spatula or a big spoon like this, kitchen spoon.
We're going to tie up the alternate sides, corners. Put it in there. There you go. Brilliant. All the technicalities of making paneer.
So the reasoning behind this whole contraption is that you're hanging the paneer up high, so the weight of the paneer actually sits on top of the cloth, and all the excess water in the paneer drains out into your jug. And the reason we do this is the paneer will eventually be formed into like tight cubes, and if there's any water in there, that tightness won't come. So you need to, make sure all the water is gone.
Also, the other thing I wanted to mention is a paneer is, it's used in a lot of different ways and in a lot of different things. It's one of those cheese that you can actually put on the stove or in the oven and it will not melt.
Yeah, it's a very, very good point about paneer.
Right, and there's a lot of different, at this stage, at the point where when it was boiling, you can actually add in, you can make masala paneer. So you can add in some spices. You can add in salt and some crushed red chili pepper, or just finely chopped green chilies and cilantro. Okay, a couple of ways to make use the
way.
Yes, funny tongue twister. But anyway, a couple of ways of using it is you can use it to knead your dough for the atta. It works out very well. It's very healthy. Also, you can use it for dals or any gravy dish that needs water. So instead of water, you use this.
It's a type of stock.
That's right. And for soups.
Right.
Soups, vegetarian soup, awesome. Just, or even, any kind of soup. So instead of using chicken stock, you use this and you have it, and it gives a little different flavor, but it's worth its weight in gold. It's so healthy, so don't throw it away. Or you can even freeze it and use it later on. If you're not cooking that day, you can use it later on, just over time, and just use it. It's been hanging over here now for about half an hour, 45 minutes. And from here onward, there's a lot of different ways of doing this. So I'm going to show you one way, and then we're going to show you another way. And I'm going to just take this, open it up. And I'm going to fold it over so that it doesn't have the knots. And I get a square. I'm going to put this on a little thing, colander kind of thing with holes in it, and I'm going to just put a little weight on it. And we're going to leave it here like this for about half an hour or so, and we'll be able to get a square block, and we'll be able to cut it into pieces.
Now what you can also do, after the water is all drained out of the paneer, you can take the paneer out, just put it inside a little bowl, and at that point I usually add a little salt in there because it's very bland otherwise. When you mix it in with your gravies, it's, you can kind of taste a bland paneer. And if you like a lot of salt like we do, we put the salt in and knead it almost like a dough. So you knead it really smoothly, and then you can take a baking sheet, just something flat, and then just flatten it out into the baking sheet and keep it in the refrigerator for about an hour or so, and it has a chance to settle down, and then you can just take your knife and cube it.
Also regarding storing of paneer, it's best of course if you have it fresh, but that's not for all of us. It doesn't happen. So one option is you can keep it in the fridge. It has to be refrigerated, and it should be used within the next 4 or 5 days to get the best results. And it's always stored in water. So if you're going to keep it in the refrigerator and store it in the refrigerator for a few days, just put it in a bowl and put some water in it and store it like that, and just change out the water every day.
So it's similar to tofu, how it sits in the water.
Right, and if you're not going to use it immediately in the next few days, then we suggest freezing it. It freezes very well. You can either just cut cubes and freeze it, or as a chunk, or just fry it, shallow fry it, or deep fry it, or whatever you prefer, and then freeze it. So when you take it out, you just soak it in water, and it's ready to go.
It's ready to go. And one more thing, if you're going to use this paneer for tikkas or to skewer it, and you need a nice firm shape, what you can also do is, like I mentioned at the time when I would put salt and knead it, I would probably use like a tablespoon of all-purpose flour, and it's a tablespoon per every gallon of milk. So we used half gallons. You'd use half a tablespoon of maida, or all-purpose flour, and just sprinkle it onto there with your salt and knead it in just like a dough.
Right.
And that kind of lets it stiffen up a little bit more, and it holds its shape a lot better on skewers.
Okay, it's been about 10-15 minutes, and I think it's ready. So we're going to open it. At this point, we're going to go ahead and cut it. So look at this.
Oh, perfect.
Yep.
So join us again on another episode of ShowMeTheCurry.com.
Adding a pinch of spice to your life.